at you. Earlier, I did a couple lives, and somebody had asked to meet my daughter, and so I brought her out. And then I was telling you all a little bit about her and how she likes to sing and make candy. You didn't bring any of your candy. She meant to, but she'll do
Yeah.
it. She'll do it next time. Got to give you something to bring you back. You can't have it all now. Cliffhangers, they call them. So anyway, you can come back and check out. She's really good at making the jewelry, the candy they call it. She can tell you more about it. She's also a really good artist. I'm gonna brag on her. That's what dads do. They like to brag on their daughters, and just she's lovely. She's a nice little girl. So proud of her. Love her. My old ticker pours out for her. Anyway, she had a short little snippet she wants to do for you. And if she gets up and runs off freaking out, it means it didn't go well. And if she smiles and walks away sweetly, then it went perfectly. So I'm going to turn it over. Just give him a little sample.
Uh, you can ask the flowers. I sit for hours telling all the bluebirds, the bill and coo birds, pretty little baby, I'm still in love with you. There you go.
I thought that was nice. That was real sweet. So if you know that song, I think she nailed it. I think she did really good. So, all right, tonight I'm gonna tell you a little bedtime story, okay? Because you all may or may not have heard of Old Bones Malloy, okay? Old Bones Malloy is somebody that it's an urban legend. Basically, Old Bones Malloy, his name is kind of neat. Some say the man can be sweet, but I would argue he's somebody you don't want to run into on the street. I think he found me. If you can hear me, I'm still here with you.
Daddy, it's Old Bones Malloy.
Old Bones Malloy, here. Ah, I see that we have visitors.
What the heck?
Old Bones Malloy.
You're skinny.
His name sounds
Get away
kind of
from me.
neat. Some say it, and they say it on repeat. Old Bones Malloy, somebody you don't want to run into on the street.
Old Bones Malloy's actually here.
Yes. Yes, he's here. He's here.
No, Eliza.
This is the time of night where I like to tell stories. So allow me to tell you a story.
Night. I'm going.
When I was a child, I was raised in a somewhat haunted house. Yes. I had a brother who had an amazing imagination, and all he did was draw. Day in and day out, he drew. I myself like to play outside, but he would always be up there drawing, and he drew the craziest things. I mean, things that'd make you mad. And so, every once in a while, he'd show off his art, and he brought it down to me. I was just a boy, and his mother. And he showed it to me, and the thing that he had drawn was a tall, skeletal creature of the undead world, clearly not of this world. And I asked him, I said, where did you create such a thing? And he said, honestly, he'd seen it around the house. That gave me chills. But what really gave me chills to the core was my mother. She looked at it, and she started shaking terribly. I mean, trembling. My mother, I'd never seen my mother with so much fear in her eyes. It's okay, children. Anyway, she started shaking and pointing at the picture of the tall skeletal thing. And I said, what is it? And she said, that's the thing. That's the thing. That's the thing that walked through me on the stairs. Chills. I'm talking chills. I can get them right now. It's standing up on the back of my neck. The thing that walked through her on the stairs is the same thing that my brother saw. The same thing that my brother had drew. And I had to live in this house. That's creepy. Old Bones Malloy. His name is neat. Some say his name and they say it on repeat. Old Bones Malloy is someone you don't want to run into on the street. Because if he finds you, and he'll find you, he will always get the meat! All right. Anyway. Back at you here. Back live with you. Still with you. If you're tuning in here, glad to have you tonight. My name is BroncoStevens. That's my channel name, BroncoStevens. I do a lot of comedy stuff, actually. And do a little bit of a series called He's a Dad. And I do a little bit of animated shorts. And that's my kids you're hearing in the background. That's my 3-year-old. She's trying to get out here. She's probably not, honestly, dressed right to be on video, so I'm just going to leave her out there. Let me kind of look at the comments here and get caught up, because I do appreciate you tuning in, and I like to include you in what's going on here. So let me scroll back here. I see Tony saying hi. It's Bree says hi. Matt Hatter says hi. Hello to you all. Game of Hobbies. What did you join in on? I don't know. Sometimes I like to just do some strange stuff. I like to start it out. We did my daughter singing, and then we just flipped the switch on you. The switch, the old switcheroony. Yeah. So anyway, hopefully it was entertaining. As far as scary, yeah, I like to do scary too. I grew up, like I said, in an old farmhouse, and it was scary. It was actually a scary place to grow up. Lots of go to school, and people would be like telling me stories about the house we lived in. There was actually a couple people that had passed away on the property, so that's always interesting. I had 3 different outbuildings on our property. I called them sheds and a barn. And in the first shed, a lady had caught herself on fire and burnt up. She was messing with the gas from a lawnmower, and I guess it just somehow some friction caught, and she actually burned up in that building. And then the other story we heard a lot of is that somebody had hung themselves in our large barn that was in the back there. And what was even creepier about that is there was always like a noose hanging on the second level. Isaiah, why don't you go ahead and take her and remove her? I can't deal with all the knocking. So, thank you. All right. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So, anyway, let's catch up some more here. Got some subs. Appreciate that. I really do appreciate the subscriptions. Trying to grow this thing so we can keep having fun together. Balls, not sure what that's about. Balls, yeah, I've got balls. Let's see. Good story. Hi. What do I like to do? I like to do improv stuff. Like I like to do music, just kind of make stuff up as I go. Spit out lyrics. I like to do stuff like this, lives where I just kind of meet and communicate with people. That story, someone says, was that story real? Yes, that story was absolutely real from my past. And that's what creeps me out about it is it gives me chills every time I tell it, because literally my brother was always drawing. He was a phenomenal artist. I can't believe, honestly, that he didn't end up as a comic book illustrator or a tattoo artist, honestly. He had mad skills doing like the inking and things like that. And so he drew all the time. I was outside playing ball, running around the property. Hang on just a second. Oh, she locked him in. Okay. All right. Now I see what's going on. I thought my boy wasn't listening to me. About to put down the hammer. But actually, the baby has locked us into the garage. My studio. This is my fancy studio we've got here. Basically, what you got is a tarp over some totes. So if you ever thought about doing the YouTube thing, don't overcomplicate it. Just have fun. Make yourself a space and just throw it out there. See what happens. See what sticks. Let's see. What do I like to do? Anyway, back to the story. Yeah, it was a real story. So he drew all the time, and he had seen something around our house, and he had drawn it, and then he was showing off the pictures to my mom. Tell her we're locked in.
We're locked in.
Now the wife's yelling for us, like, "Hey!" But we're actually locked in the garage, so we can't go. Folks, I may have to let you all go. The situation's escalating quickly. People inside the house yelling for people that are locked in the garage.
No, it's fine, you're coming.
What we got the green light from the boy. He says we're good. Let's see. We got some other people saying hello. Okay, here's a good one. Wow, from Lunar Eclipse. Wow, that amazing and creepy. I draw a lot too. Laugh out loud. I am trying animation out. Awesome. This whole animation thing's pretty cool. What got me interested in the YouTube from the get-go is I was just playing with my kids, and then I saw they had the animation where you could just create stuff, and I'd never really played around with AI. And so I started doing like shorts. Honestly, I started doing like Kermit the Frog meme type shorts with Miss Piggy. So those are on my page. I've actually got quite a few of those, and they're a little bit more adult. It's basically about Kermit the Frog liking thick girls, being that he's attracted to Miss Piggy. So I got like a bunch of those. Like he sings Fat Bottom Girls and stuff like that. So Lunar Eclipse, so I'd like to go back to that real quick. Just kind of ask you what you're into drawing, like what style do you like? Like my little kids like to draw anime stuff. They're real into Demon Slayer, stuff like that. Hey, I got my admin present here. Looks like I believe KT Marie had volunteered to be my admin last time. So appreciate you coming back. My videos my lives rather, haven't uploaded yet. And so I haven't been able to go back and look at comments and reach out to people. I meant to find you, KT Marie, and thank you for offering to be the moderator earlier tonight. And then I was going to let you know I was going to go live, so I didn't catch you off guard. But yet here you are, being the outstanding moderator that you are. So I appreciate that, looking out for the people. Okay. All right. So what do you all want to talk about? All right. So I would encourage you to check out some other things on my channel. I'm hoping there's something out there for everybody. Another thing I've got going on there that's kind of different is I've got some metal Terminator, like the metal skeleton version of the Terminator from the movie The Terminator. I've got that dude doing some funny things, connecting with like the Back to the Future crew on some animated shorts. Also have them doing some like neighborhood friendly type stuff that's pretty silly. So you can check that out also on BroncoStevens. And then mainly it's just he's a dad and some weird animation stuff outside of those. But check it out. There's, I think, a playlist. I'm up to like 6 or 7 of them now, and I'm going to keep them coming. Stuff will pop in my head. I've got a non-pulp, non-fiction, kind of just animated shorts around me trying to do Samuel L. Jackson. I'm a white dude trying to do a icon. Not very well, but I give it a shot. It's fun. So, all right, let's see. My brother. Characters design. All right, so making own characters and design. That's awesome. Yeah, I really like creativity. I like to do new things, and I like people that like to do new things as well. So making up your own characters and developing your own ideas is awesome. Go for that. Don't let anybody tell you can't do it. One thing I will tell you is when I was little, I had awesome parents, and they believed in me, and they told me to go to school and all this stuff. But when I really told them my dreams, like I want to make music and things like that, they always kind of got stomped out a little bit, like, hey, you know how many people, you got to know somebody, and you know how many people want to do that. And it was always like, hey, you better have a backup plan. And I guess I wish what I would have got more of was, hey, you know what? When I was little, they were always like, hey, you can do anything you set your mind to. That's what I wanted to hear when I was about 18 to 20, kind of really trying to pursue my dreams. Is, hey, son, we told you you can do anything you commit your mind to. And at that time, it was like, hey, you better have something more safe. So don't let people stomp out your dreams. You can do anything you set your mind to. Mind's a powerful thing. So just go for it, have some fun. And that's another thing. If I give anybody advice, and I'm not one to give, don't take advice from BroncoStevens on YouTube. But if you're going to, you're here listening, you might as well hear what I have to say. Is that, heck, I almost forgot it. I had a stroke, so ideas go in this side of my head and pop out, and sometimes they fall on the ground. But it is gone, folks. It's gone. I had a thought, so it popped in and fell out, and it's gone. So anyway, I'm gonna do one last thing and then wrap this thing up. So I'm just gonna tell you a quick story, if you will. We did the scary stuff, and so I think I'll do a more humorous one right now. So anyway, sorry about that. So here's kind of what's been going on in my house is that I've got a lot of kids that are real into the devices and stuff, and so they're all trying to be little YouTubers, and they're trying to be gamers and things like that. I've got one kid that literally, I'm going to call it a case of the Oculus head, because every time he comes downstairs, I can tell where that Oculus has been strapped to his face and even across his hairline. But what I think is that I may have, because these kids, they're pretty good at what they do, and they get a lot of time alone. I may have some, I don't want to use the word evil, because they're not evil. These kids are awesome, but they're masterminds, and they may be out there. Like, you might be playing your games and stuff, and you might come across somebody that's just like unstoppable, and you're like, whoa, how does this person get like this? You may have run across one of these suckers, because they're out there and they're doing their thing. And I'm kind of scared. I'm kind of scared of what they might be doing behind the scenes, because you can't keep your eye on them all the time. But I'm pretty sure at least one of them, I got 6 of them. It might be my daughter, who's 23. She's super secretive. She might be an evil mastermind. Okay. I might find out one of these days she's like one of those people that like are running a whole, it might be like Fight Club, honestly. She might be having this like whole secret organization that I don't even know about. But it could be the 13-year-old boy. He's also pretty quiet, and he every once in a while drops little hints like that, like he's gonna kind of take over the world. So we'll see what happens here. All right, folks. Do I like to plant? Oh, paint. I do like to plant. I have a garden going. As far as painting, I love the idea of being able to paint, because most of the people in my family are artists. Like my grandpa, he was a water painter. My grandmother had a painting that traveled around the world in some contest. My father was an architect. I told you my brother was an amazing like ink illustrator. I am not very good. I've got the gift of gab, rather. Like, if you throw down a beat, I can start, putting lyrics to it. That's more of where I landed, is being able to just kind of express myself through music and stuff. Let's see. Yeah, I had that happen. It got taken last year, and I don't have it back still. Oh, I had a VR. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, my eyesight's not that great. Yeah, so I think I did start to talk about that, is that I've got the ability to kind of shut these kids' tablets off and stuff. Like, so recently, I've been kind of using that card where, like, I'll tell you, like, you call the kids and you're like, hey, I need you to come here. And they're like, give me a minute. And then a minute turns into like 15 minutes. And then finally you just get frustrated. So if you're a parent and you're on here, I'll give you some advice. That little, that home app through, I think I use AT&T, is a pretty powerful tool, because unfortunately with the kiddos, you got to take away what they love. And so if your VR got taken last year, you don't have it back, whew, you messed up. Okay, somewhere along the line, lunar eclipse, you had a lunar eclipse of judgment, and you probably got punished. I'm assuming. I could be wrong. Sometimes parents don't have it right, and they miss it every once in a while. But usually they got a good finger on the pulse, and they know what's going on and when to take what and for how long. And so hopefully you get that back. Maybe it's time to just do something. What parents like is when you do something unexpected, where you like go do the dishes, but you're not asked to do the dishes. You just like walk in and start doing the dishes. I'm telling you, your parents will do a double take. They'll be like, "Did Lunar Eclipse?" And I'm sure that's not your name. I'm sure they're not calling you Lunar Eclipse around the house, but they're like, "Did Lunar just go in there and do the dishes on their own, and then just walk off and disappear?" They'll either think that there's like a ghost in the house imitating you, like a skinwalker. They'll either think you're a skinwalker, that you've been hypnotized, stuff like that, or they'll be like, "Well, it's very mature of them," and they'll be like, "Lunar, is there a reason you just did the dishes?" And you'd be like, "Yeah, I just saw that they needed to be done." They'll be like, "What? You saw a need that needed done and you just took care of it? Like, I didn't have to threaten you or anything?" That'd be my advice. I mean, I'm I'm a dad. I've been a dad a long time. Stuff like that kind of really goes a long way. We like when you do what you're told, but we really like when you pitch in and help without having to be asked. That's the stuff that gets your VRs back, people. Let me give you some advice I can give you. So anyway, I mainly got back on here because my daughter wanted to sing, and I promised last time we were on that I'd get her on here and do that. And so if you missed the beginning of this, I'm new to doing lives. I think at some point this will upload and you can look at it. You can catch her singing that if you missed it. And if not, you can check her out on Chanel on the Tube is what she goes by. I don't know that I think she sings a little bit on there, but she's got some skits of her doing stuff on there. She wants to be a YouTuber, so she does some stuff on there, and I collab with her on some stuff. We do some father-daughter type videos. So, all right, I appreciate you tuning in. If you're new to BroncoStevens, I would love for you to subscribe. I'm gonna do the dang thing. I'm gonna be on here, daily, dropping videos, trying to make you smile, try to make you laugh. If you have ideas, stuff you want to see, every once in a while, I'm gonna try to scare you. I'm going to try to confuse you. What am I going to do next? I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do next. Sometimes I just get a wild hair and do stuff. Most of what I do is very non-polished. I'm just a dad doing crud in his garage or out front on the patio, or just walking around. I'm not trying to do movie production style stuff here. I'm just trying to connect with people, make them laugh, and basically grow this a little bit. Okay, we'll see what happens. So appreciate you. You have a blessed night, and if you've been paying attention to me, then you'll know what this means when I say to like and subscribe. Dad out. He's a dad. Signing out. Thank you to everybody that tuned in tonight. I appreciate my moderator as always and hope they'll return. If you're interested in any skits or things like that, put it in the comments. Find one of my videos on BroncoStevens, drop me a comment, drop me an idea, and if I like it, I'll do it. Also, I'll check your page out as well. Good night. Dad out.